Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. A run by Pierce begins the second half. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Goff. And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. Aiden Hutchinson. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. Now 3rd down and very long. Out of the gun, Goff. Hit as he throws, and the ball is out. It's a live football. And he has brought this one back. A fumble recovery for a Chiefs touchdown. So you're down by 6, hoping your defense would make a big play. I think this qualifies as a big play made.
Without a doubt, and when you first see the ball free, your first instinct is just fall on it. But he obviously wanted way more than that, and that's exactly what he got, taking it all the way for 6.
And now they can lead it with the point after. They'll try and run for it with Johnson. And he is not going to find the end zone. He stopped up short, and this remains a 6-6 game. They had the big play on the fumble return. They were looking for the 1-2 punch, but they couldn't get that 2-point conversion.
And I have to wonder, were they scheduled to go ahead and kick the extra point, but after a play like that, you talk about the 1-2 punch, right? It's a momentum play. Go for 2 and really try to capitalize, and that's what they attempted.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And his throw is going to be incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw, Goff. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Hall of Famer, Ken Houston. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Steps away to his left. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Devontae Smith, 40 yards. And the Chiefs have scored again in this 3rd quarter, this time to move out in front. Andy Reid never one to shy away from taking chances. He'll go for 2. They'll try and run for it with Johnson. And he'll be stopped shy of the goal line here. So the lead will remain at 6. Points.
You know, sometimes the guy on the defensive side of the ball, he just has a good feeling or a good read, and he unleashed his defense on that one. Boy, they stopped them in a big way.
Yeah, I hate to be cliche, but sometimes we overanalyze. They just have more want. Looked like they had more want right there. More want and more people to the ball. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. But really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on third down. Here's Goff. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Hall of Famer Ken Houston. Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Got an open man. It's Devin Hester. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. First down for the Chiefs. Solid chunk of yardage, 17 on the play. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. Mahomes now on first down. Dancing to his left. And this is caught by Gates for a Chiefs touchdown. A 20-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs will add to their fourth quarter lead. Well, he's regarded as one of the best athletes among NFL tight ends, Charles, and it certainly was on display right there.
And as we've seen this league continue to grow and develop, I think the tight end position is becoming harder and harder to defend because now it's elite athletes playing that position, not just the big guys who can block. How about his ability to get downfield and make plays against any defense?
Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think
nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the defense says they have it. They do. One play into the ball game, an early turnover.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a two-possession game. It is a two-possession game at this stage in the fourth. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
They've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass.
Mike 50. Check 3.
Up the middle, Johnson. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is...
He's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Devontae Smith with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chiefs have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter. Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the two-point try. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up two more. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You're trailing by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. Yet again, Goff is intercepted. Picked off by the Hall of Famer, Ken Houston. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them, play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6. I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there. And sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick 6.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
On second down, here's Goff. He's got Thompson here, complete. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Goff wants to throw on 3rd and 1. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 6. A run up the middle with Irving. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they are powering through, and they're controlling this game.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Mahomes going to throw it here. He's got it. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. The partner, he has carried them in this ball game throwing the football. All 4 touchdowns through the air, and that's really helped them get this nice lead.
And I know it's a team game, but right now, he is truly the focal point. Every touchdown his team has so far has been the result of his arm. How about him throwing it downfield, creating big plays? I don't know how you slow him down unless you can make him uncomfortable in the pocket.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game in this sequence here. Maybe you hand it off and let someone run the ball if you so choose. But otherwise, just kneel down, call it a day, and try and prepare going forward.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now gone. And that throw behind his man. He missed him, incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Goff now looking to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the Hall of Famer Ken Houston. With this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Interesting, Mahomes wants to throw it. Steps away. And this will be caught. Well, forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown. After a rare scoreless first half, these teams now just looking for something as the second half gets underway. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. And Charles, a scoreless first half. How does that change how you assess things here moving forward?
Well, it doesn't change it a whole lot because remember, it's still scoreless, which means you're starting from 0 again, so you just have 1 half to play instead of 2. What I would look at my play sheet, though, and see is something that maybe loosens things up for my guys, gets a smile on their faces, and gets them going to begin the second half.
Airing it out deep for Smith. And he's got it inside the 10. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Devontae Smith, 68 yards. And the Chiefs come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. Andy Reid never one to shy away from taking chances. He'll go for 2. They'll try and run for it with Johnson. And he will get in to make it 8-0. Needed a couple yards for the 2-point try. They go to the ground game, and it works.
And sometimes it's the exact right thing to do because a lot of teams play you for the pass. So you spread people out, decide to run the football. You often find good running lanes.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. First possession of the second half now for Washington. They'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. Goff now to throw. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. Third quarter action from Kansas City, 2nd down and 10. Now Goff. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And it'll be 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right, so if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
So now, just like that, things change dramatically. It's 1st and goal. Now they'll audible to something else.
Check. Hurry.
The first down carry here for Johnson. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Out to the flat here for Johnson. Touchdown! Chris Johnson from 3 yards out. And the Chiefs go up by 2 touchdowns. Well, we know he has decent hands out of the backfield. That's the first time, Charles, they've targeted him in the passing game, and it pays dividends.
And I love the design, too, because they kept him in the backfield, made the defense think run first before they swung him out of there. And you're right, with his hands, they might want to throw it to him just a little bit more.
So the Chiefs opt to keep the offense out there, and they'll line up to go for 2. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. So the Chiefs opt to keep the offense out there, and they'll line up to go for 2. They'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good. Interesting call there. They went for 2 even after the penalty from the 7-yard line. It didn't pay off.
I think the first thought is to go ahead and kick the extra point, but you're not kicking it from the 7-yard line.
Yeah,
right?
That's you get pushed 5 back on the PAT as well.
Right, so they have to take it from the 15 to administer the penalty. So now you're kicking it around 40 yards. So I understand why they probably went for 2 there. They thought they had a better play and a better chance in that situation.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Gone. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Here's Sam Martin now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Fielded just inside the 20. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. This offense ready for their upcoming series as we get a look at the former Heisman Trophy winner, Devontae Smith. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
On play action, they'll throw. Flushed out right. Oh, now he'll try and chuck it deep left side. And, oh, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
Being chased out left. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
If there's one thing they aren't lacking in, it's confidence. They took a big and maybe unnecessary risk going for that 4th down. He put them on his shoulders, though, and paid off the big-time gamble.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. It's the Chiefs with the lead and the football here as we get set for quarter number 4. They'll wind up getting just a yard, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. They'll drop to throw. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Back to throw here. To the left side and caught by Hester. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Good work after the catch, going to net him 23 and a first.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. Toward the pylon, caught. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. That play gets them 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Chris Johnson with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chiefs have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter. So now the Chiefs will once again decide to go for two here. They'll try and run for it with Johnson. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the two-point conversion to extend this lead. So they kept it on the ground, got it into the end zone. But Charles, sometimes you probably see teams treat a two-point conversion differently than if it was first and goal from the two, or I should say third and goal from the two.
I agree with you totally on that. A lot of teams treat it as if they have farther to go and shy away from running the football. I think this is a great spot to do it because most teams play you for the pass. Go ahead and run and let your lineman surge and fire out.
And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down huge. Someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. 2nd and 10. They'll run a draw now with Hubbard. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. The Commanders going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Still needing 10 yards. Now it's 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Goff. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have the Commanders' first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Throw out wide is incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
From the 50, it's Goff. Able to locate Andrews here on the out route. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. From the gun, here's Goff. He's got his target. That's complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Again, Goff. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. Here's Goff. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Now Goff on 3rd and goal. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. They go ahead and snap it. Gone. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Paul Krause. Kansas City touchdown.
Well, that last touchdown did nothing to affect the score here and who was going to win the game.
So no scoring in our first half. What will the second half bring as we are now back underway? Oh, a good-looking return set up here. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So The Chiefs ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3. And we thought this game had the potential to be tight, maybe not this tight, scoreless as we start the third quarter.
And I love the way you use the word tight. I'm going to take it a little bit different direction here because it's not just tight on the scoreboard. I think both offenses have been tight in how they've played this game. No one's been loose.
That's caught at the 25. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Antonio Gates, 68 yards. And the Chiefs come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Well, these two teams battled through a scoreless first half. Finally, a breakthrough here in quarter number 3.
And I just wonder how that played for both of them psychologically, because when you battle through a scoreless first half, now you know that every possession is increasingly crucial. Who can put points on the board, make the other team chase? Wonder if you get a lift and if they get deflated a little bit.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. So here's the Bills offense now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They start on the ground with Robinson here. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. On the draw, Robinson. And the Chiefs D closes in on him again, and they drop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss there. Now 3rd and 14. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. The Bills send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the second time. He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. And taken right on the 30. A good return there, 17 yards. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. KC's offense ready to take over. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. On the move to his left. Looking deep for his tight end Gates. That is incomplete.
They decided... The opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Looking downfield for Kelsey. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. A big play there for KC. 45 yards.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? A guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route, well run.
And this is caught by Gates. Touchdown, Kansas City. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Chiefs will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. So this, Charles, a tight game through the first 2 quarters, but they've come out in this second half and really took the fight to them.
And you and I both know that in the locker room at halftime, both sides' head coaches emphasize the first 5 minutes of the second half, getting out and establishing yourselves. One team has definitely done that.
And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion. But still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do. And don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know what I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense, right?
That's true. You've said that before. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way.
Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
Only 3 yards on the pickup. They'll be left staring at a 3rd and 14. So Dalton now. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. A big play there on the catch and run. 45 yards. 3 quarters have come and gone. You are watching Madden Ultimate. Ultimate Team on EA Sports. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 39-yard line. Dalton now to pass. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Passing, it's Dalton. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touched down. The Bills on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Here's Dalton. He's going to drop this underneath for Robinson. And this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Who wants it more? This is 4th and a yard. They'll run for it with Robinson. And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. No dice for Sean McDermott in the offense. And the Chiefs defense comes up with a stop. So now with a little over 2 minutes to play, the road back gets very difficult.
Difficult, but still not impossible if they go ahead and play this thing out. Now the defense has to come up big. They've got to go for a strip of the football on each and every snap to try and give themselves a chance.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Let's make these babies cry. Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3. 43 rail. 55. Rail green. It's out time, guys. It's out time. Ready.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Looking here for Smith downfield. Oh, a contested ball here, and it's going to be caught. And he is down deep into Buffalo territory. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Boy, shifts past him. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Second and a couple.
43. Double tight, guys. Double tight.
Looking to throw. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. Devin Hester, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
They'll try and run for it with Johnson. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. So the 2-point conversion trend continues, at least as far as trying those goes. They've attempted them after all 3 touchdowns, CD, and converted now 2 of them.
They're not just dipping their toe in the water, are they? I mean, they're committed to going for 2 points, and 2 out of 3, now with a 22-0 lead. In a sense, they're a little bit ahead of the curve, because normally it would be 21, wouldn't it?
And with the way their defense is playing, I don't know if it matters if they do convert any of these. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. And here come the Bills. Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the screen. Scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mention in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone that offense knows.
Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football. And that might just cement it. A return for a late touchdown. Second time he's lost a fumble. This one hurts more. It's returned for 6.
He's been under a lot of duress, hasn't he? Pressured, hurried, harassed the whole game.
Well, the offensive line not giving him a lot of help.
Not a lot of help, but the bottom line, he's got to take care of the football.
They'll try and run for it with Johnson. And he is not going to get to the goal line. And for the first time here this afternoon, they are thwarted on the 2-point conversion.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set them back for 2nd down. Dalton. And his throw is incomplete.
Down several scores and playing behind the chains is not the way to have success in this one. Right now, if you're the offensive line, your big concern, protecting your quarterback and give him a chance to try and throw something downfield to pick up the needed yardage.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first. Now Dalton. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down.
But when this game is done, the credit will go to the consistent pressure on the quarterback as a huge cause of this win. Most teams are happy if they get a few of these games per year. You know they're going to watch this tape over and over, try to identify what's working and keep it going.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
We got 4. We got 4. Mut's 59. Mut's 59. You gonna see me?
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The Bills send the punter out as he's on to kick it away. This is taken at the 15. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
And that's caught inside the 30.